Hello and welcome. Today we've got Ismael Perez, and today we are going to be discussing natural catastrophe, delays of what's going on with the White Hats, house cleansing, and much, much more. Now, just before we begin, you can subscribe to my Rumble channel on nvtvnews.com and to nicholasveniamin.com for my free email updates. Ismael, thank you for joining me, sir. How are you and what have you been up to? Happy New Year to you. I haven't spoken to you since then.
Hey, Nicholas, how you doing? Happy New Year to you as well, my brother. I've been really good. I just been really busy in the getting the second edition of my book, Our Cosmic Origin, out by the first of this month, which was a success. I was finally able to re-edit it and add a different chapter, an additional chapter that actually segues into the next book and reveals actually what happens after the ascension. But for the most part, for the last 2 months, I've been extremely busy. I did do 2 weeks of a book tour in the States. I covered about 5 to 6 states, and I will be continuing my book tour sometime in the spring. And I'm actually scheduled to speak at one of the biggest truther conventions, spiritual conventions coming up here in Los Angeles called the LA Conscious Expo on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of February. So I'm going to, be there for 3 days, and I'm excited about that. But overall, my friend, I've been good. I've been really good. How about yourself?
I've been very well, thank you. I'm just excited. We're frustrated, like the viewers are, with everything that's going on. We really want everything to clean up. I believe you've got some news for us in respect to the IRS being abolished, because I saw that there was something that I came across as well about let me just have a look to see where I put this. It was on Telegram that I shared. And this was to do House Republicans to vote on bill abolishing IRS, eliminating income tax.
Yes, that's not the only thing that is going to be eliminated, my friend. The entire Federal Reserve, the entire banking system, as we know it, the central banking system, as I speak, has been in the process of completely being abolished. But before that happened, let me tell you what's been going on from behind the scenes. So it turns out that in the last 2 weeks of December, knowingly, the deep state, knowingly that the alliance and the White Hats were about to eliminate their central banking system, because that's the only thing they were standing on is their income and stuff. They were trying to go out with a bang. And so what they did is they were trying to artificially geoengineer some natural huge catastrophes that were going to make, what happened in September 11, 2001 look like candy. They were going to engineer what is called a Type 5 hurricane that was going to wipe out the entire East Coast all the way into several states, and then a huge tsunami in the Pacific by detonating a nuclear weapon in the ocean that was supposed to sink California, Arizona, Oregon, Washington State, and Nevada, and only leave a huge portion of the central part of the United States, which was going to be completely devastating if that would have occurred. But luckily, my friend, the Earth Alliance were able to counteract all of that and neutralize all these geoengineering artificial weapons. Because they still had access to some of the tech. And I believe that even though HAARP was eliminated in 2020 by the White Hats, the cabal was able to develop it once again. And that's how they were able to do this, in an effort to go out with the bang, right? That we're going to try to destroy as much as America as possible. But luckily, the Earth Alliance was able to counteract it. It didn't happen. And there was 2 reasons why the deep state was going to do this, my friend. First is because they know that they're hanging by a thread. They know that the only thing that's remaining, their structure, their power global structure intact, was the central banking system. So once we eliminate the central banking systems worldwide, they know that that's it. They're done with. All that money's coming back to the people. Secondly, the Bronson case. I mean, the evidence is there. The evidence was going to it's currently being observed by the Supreme Court right now. So the chances are that they're, if if they do what's right and they don't try to brush it under the rug, my friend, we might even have EBS and disclosure in the next few weeks. So chances are that, due to the house cleansing that's been going on from behind the scenes with the Earth Alliance and the White Hats, due to the fact that the White Hats have completely pinned down the deep state worldwide, we should be hearing some sort of announcement pretty soon. Now, let me explain why it's been taking the White Hats many years to bring forth the evidence and bring down the cabal. Well, it turns out that the cabal, in an effort to destroy 7/8 of the world's population, they planted nuclear devices in many different regions all around the globe to pretty much destroy 97% of the Earth population. And so the White Hats in the Earth Alliance were aware of this. And so it was a matter of being strategic on behalf of the Earth Alliance to pretty much first locate where these weapons were of mass destruction and then neutralize them. It actually took the Alliance 2 years to figure out where these weapons were, because if they wouldn't have done that, the cabal was going to destroy 97% of the Earth population and reducing everyone down to just a million people. And, obviously that didn't happen because the Earth Alliance is real. The Earth Alliance has been working very hard from behind the scenes to safeguard and make sure that these devastating catastrophes didn't take place. And so that's why it took them so long. And I know many people out there are fed up. They're like, are the White Hats even real? There's people that are questioning the Earth Alliance. And the truth of the matter is, yes, they are very real. And not only are we receiving help from the Earth Alliance, but my friend, we also are receiving help from our local our local planet Venus. Venus in our local, solar system. The Venusians have been very instrumental with the White Hats. They're actually working with the Alliance. I think that a good 20% of the Earth Alliance is Venusians, and then of course other benevolent galactics that are working from behind the scenes with the White Hats, comprising what we call the Earth Alliance. So the Earth Alliance is not just members of the Earth, White Hat team. It's also members of other planetary systems, the United Federation of Planets here in our local star cluster. And then, of course, the Galactic Alliance representing members of over 200,000 star nations across the entire Milky Way that are supporting the liberation of the Earth. But bear in mind that the Galactics are not going to do it for us. The Alliance and the Earthlings have to do it for themselves because they still abide by the Galactic Protocol of non-intervention, and non-interference. They call it the Prime Directive. So they do have to abide by those laws. And then those that are saying that, those that are preaching that the Galactics are going to just execute a divine intervention, that is not true. That's misinformation. That the Galactics cannot do that. We have to save ourselves, and it's happening. It's happening in two ways. First and foremost, people of the Earth are waking up. People of the Earth are actually witnessing and are acknowledging that there's been something wrong with this world. And that's the first reason. The second reason is that the Earth Alliance is real, but the Earth Alliance cannot also save humanity because they have to meet humanity halfway. They can't save humanity if 90% of humanity is still asleep and still programmed. They have to, wait for that critical mass shift to take place, of this mass awakening to take place in order for them to come forward with all the evidence. And I believe, my friend, that we're almost there. So yeah, that's what's been going on from behind the scenes,
Amazing. So just for my UK viewers, would you like to explain how, relevant the Bronson case is and what happened?
Well, it's all the evidence, I don't know if I guess I am allowed to say you're no longer on YouTube.
No.
Anybody in their right mind knows that the last election was totally stolen. I mean, due to the fact that a lot of the congressmen and senators are deep state representatives, they have been suppressing this information for over 2 years now. And so the Bronson case, it has been bringing this back to the surface, with all the evidence, and they can't deny the evidence. The Supreme Court, cannot deny the evidence. The evidence is there. I mean, do you know how many times they counted the votes in Arizona and in all the other states? That has happened many of times. So basically, the Bronson case is all about having solid physical evidence that the 2020 election was completely stolen because of the fact that, Trump had 75% of the votes. Sleepy Joe only got like 20% of the votes. And just, within the last few hours of the announcements, it's like they shifted all those votes to Sleepy Joe. And so, it's the Bronson's case is solid. and they can't deny it. They can't sweep that under the rug. And so the deep state knows that. The deep state knows that they're in trouble, and it's just a matter of time before they get exposed. And then, of course, we are going to witness planetary tribunals on a mass scale, which means that, they're all going to have to step down, and not only here in the States, but all over the earth, all the deep in Australia, of course. Australia is a huge hub for the deep state. Canada and all those other countries that are part of the deep state, they're all going to be exposed. And it's all going to happen because of the Bronson case. So I wouldn't be surprised if the announcements happen any day now.
Interesting. And there are delays. Why do you think there are currently delays right now?
I think it has a lot to do with the fact that the Mockingbird media is still kind of running the script, but it's just a matter of time before, we take over the media. Well, not us, but the Earth Alliance through Project Odin, which is already in place through the new satellite system. And, it's just a matter of time before that happens. Other than that, everything's just kind of playing out in its last play.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. It's very, very interesting. I just can't wait. And Michelle Fielding, who I love very, very much, she says that the Web 5.7 is a new internet technology that's going to work with Starlink, quantum, if you like. That will be a new system that will be turned on, will be transitioned onto that, and the deep state will be locked out of their old system, abolishing everything. What do you think about that?
That sounds to be very accurate, my friend. That sounds to be very accurate, because that's the same intel that I've been receiving, that once we have this shift over into this new, quantum system, there's going to be a totally new different. It's almost like all social media is going to be wiped out and replaced by a different type of media that's going to be all about bringing forth, the truth about things and stuff. And all those members of the deep state will not have access to this, to the new social media that's about to come into play. So I agree with that. It makes perfect sense.
I mean, we've seen a lot of progress, if you like. If you're optimistic like I am, I see that Twitter has been taken over. We're allowed to have free speech on that. We've seen the Guidestones being taken down in 2022. We've seen the the Republicans have taken over the House now. So many good things are happening. We're in the beginning of 2023. What words do you have to say for 2023 being the year of the rabbit?
Well, everything's aligning for disclosure. Everything's aligning for the fall and defeat of the dark side. Well, due to the fact that everything begins to, how it works is the house cleansing first starts at the higher levels of reality, from the higher dimensions. The forces of light cleanse everything down to the lower dimensions. And according to the galactic reports that I've been receiving, there's been a huge house cleansing here in the Milky Way, where members of our own secret space program, Solar Warden, our super soldiers, have been used by the Galactic Alliance to pretty much clean house all throughout the Milky Way, bringing balance, harmony, and peace, liberating many, many different solar systems throughout the Milky Way, not only throughout the Milky Way, but also throughout our entire universe. Members of Radiant Guardians have also been conducting a major house cleansing. And so to the galactic community and to the cosmic community, they consider us the heroes, because we are the most advanced. Once we are jacked up to using more than 4% of our genetic material, we become like superheroes. And that's what's been happening from behind the scenes in space, due to this genetic enhancements, the super soldier programs. The benevolent breakaway groups have been cleaning house throughout the Milky Way, as well as throughout the entire universe and other galaxies. And as a result of that, there are these things called galactic and intergalactic tribunals that have been going on that are actually now in full force and in full place. So now that the galaxy and other galaxies have been liberated by the negative regressives, who we know have been the master bosses of the elites here in our world, or, what we call the cabal. The cabal have always had their masters, their off-world masters. Now that their off-world masters are no longer in power throughout the galaxy, it's just a matter of time before the forces of light now clean house here in our planet. So I wouldn't be surprised if this unfolds in the next few weeks. And then according to astrological alignments, everything is influenced by the alignment of stars and planets. So many believe that the age of Pisces actually ends this spring, which means that would be the end of the dark age as we know it, as we enter the age of Aquarius, which is going to be the beginning of a whole new era, which is what many believe the golden age, the beginnings of the golden age here on planet Earth. So maybe perhaps this prophetic beginning of this golden age has a lot to do with, the new system coming in and the defeat and fall of the cabal and the liberation of the Earth. So I'm excited to see what unfolds in the next few months.
Absolutely. Now, the solar system actually passes Sirius, I think, goes around Sirius or crosses through Sirius every 26,000 years, something like that. Now, when we, I believe when we go very close to Sirius star system, that's when we enter the, that belt of the golden age. And exactly. I think that, would you say that increases our consciousness energetically and what it does to our body, because we are part of the universe and it has an effect on our consciousness. And then I hear that when we're on the other side, so when we're very, very, very far away from Sirius, we're actually in the dark ages because we're at the lowest of consciousness. Could you please tell us a little bit about that, please?
Absolutely. It's actually Alcyon, the central sun of the Pleiadians. But yes, in our solar system orbits around Alcyon, the central sun of the Pleiadians, in a period of 25,625 years. And every time it aligns with Alcyon, at the same time, Alcyon aligns with Sirius, because Alcyon is part of the galactic arm known as Sirius. And collectively, we are they consist of the side of light in our galaxy, representing the light, of course, as opposed to the regresses of Orion. And so every time our solar system aligns with Alcyon in a period of 25,000 year cycle, and then Alcyon aligns with the galactic core, which is Sirius B. Sirius B is the epicenter of the galactic core, by the way. They call it Sagittarius, but it's really anchored through Sirius B. And so every time it does that, there is a shift. And yes, there is an elevation of human consciousness. There is a DNA activation where we end a dark age and we go from limited consciousness, only using 4% of our genetic material, to full consciousness, becoming multidimensional, light body activation, where humanity goes from a state of being mortal to immortals. So that happens every 25,000 years, my friend, and it has a lot to do with aligning to the central sun of our galaxy, because that's where most of the advanced spiritual civilizations come from this galactic core, and that explains the big bulge of light. And so our solar system is currently aligning with the central sun due to this 25,000 year cycle. But it's not just the 25,000 year cycle that we're entering again, my friend, but it's also a 226 million year cycle, which has to do with Alcyon and Sirius B and our solar system revolving around the galactic core. So we're also ending that greater cycle. So that means that, like I said, it's not just about the ascension and liberation of the Earth, but it's also about the ascension and liberation of our entire galaxy and hence our entire universe.
So what happens in 26,000 years when we go back, or if you like, maybe 15,000 years time, when we go back to the other side? Does that mean that there will be other dark ages in thousands of years to come?
It's a very good question. Well, due to the fact that our solar system has completed 52 cycles of 26,000 years, which is equivalent to our solar system, Alcyon and Sirius going around the galactic core in a period of 226 million years, it is believed that we're no longer going to go back to that dark cycle. It is believed that now, as we enter this new age, which is what they call the seventh golden age of enlightenment, Earth is going to be completely settled in life and light for all eternity. There's going to be no more dark ages. So that's what I've been studying, yeah.
Well, we'll end it on that note, as it's very positive. Thank you very much, Ismael Perez. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to the viewers before we finish?
Yes, I actually have a second edition of our Cosmic Origin that has been completely remodified, so it reads more clearly. I simplified it where even a 13-year-old could understand it, because I know that some of those concepts were really hard to understand. And I also added a different chapter, a new chapter that segues into the next book. And in this new chapter, I actually reveal what happens after the ascension. So yeah, it's available on Amazon. I could give you the link, if people want to order the new edition. It is mind-blowing, guys. And also, I will be doing a book signing here in Los Angeles in a city called Hermosa Beach on the 28th of this month, in a couple of weeks. I'm going to be there at the Glow LA, which is a crystal store slash salon. I was given an opportunity to do a book event there. And the address to that is 901 Hermosa Avenue, Hermosa Beach. And I will be there from 2 to 5 p.m. doing a book signing, a lecture, and of course, Q&A for those that live in California and want to come to Hermosa Beach on the 28th from 2 to 5. I will be there at 901 Hermosa Avenue in Hermosa Beach. And then what else? Oh, yeah, I'm also going to be speaking at the LA Conscious Life Expo on the 11th, 12th. Oh, I will be there on the 11th, 12th, and 13th. And on the 12th, which is Saturday, I was given the opportunity to speak from 1 to 2 in the afternoon. So for those that want to come to the LA Conscious Live Expo next month, I will be there for 3 days. And other than that, my friend, that's it. Thank you.
Well, thank you Ishmael. Thank you very, very much. And we'll speak again very soon. And God bless you. Bye-bye.
You too, my friend.